this video, I would like to answer a specific question that was put to me in the comments below my last video. Now, before I get on the question, just to recap, in the last video, I was talking about the katas, karate katas, Hangetsu and Yuji-Ho, how we use an internal exercise to generate power. And that exercise is basically, the feeling is like, imagine you've got a towel on the floor and you're trying to move that towel with your feet. So as the feet twist and the feet twist outwards, so it's like I'm screwing into the floor. If there was a towel there, like I said, the feet would kind of go out and move the towel. That's a feeling. So the feet twist out. As we do that, the whole legs have this twisting feeling. Okay, it's an exercise to stretch the internal fascial system. The feeling is like we're trying to turn the bones, the thigh bones, inside the hip joints. Obviously we're not, that wouldn't be good for the hips or your joints, but that's the feeling. So if you try and get the feeling of trying to turn those bones in the joints, so we can kind of screw the feet into the floor, and at the same time, we do the same with the arms. So the upper arm, as that rotates, I'm twisting the muscle. The feeling is like I'm trying to twist the joint, the bone in the shoulder sockets. Again, I'm not, but if we go for that feeling, that just kind of puts you in the right place. We're actually looking to stretch and twist the muscles, because when you stretch the muscles, you engage the fascial system, if you do it correctly. And the next way, when you go the muscle stretch as far as you can, you get an extra twist, so you get an extra stretch by twisting. It's called torsion, okay? Torsion is a twisting stretch, and we're getting that twisting stretch throughout the body. So this is the open position, that's the closed position. Where open, everything goes outwards, the legs rotate outwards, the arms rotate that way. Then when we close, the hands come in. You can see it with the hands, you can't see it with the legs so much, but I'm rotating inwards. And as discussed in the last video, we use that in Hangetsu Kata, where we're doing like, we block, this is all open, 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 okay? And then as I punch, there's the closed position, okay? So I use that open, close, and I use that to help me turn my hips, okay? It's very good for slippery or uneven grounds. In most cases, we normally push, okay, but if we're on an uneven or slippery surface where we push, I might slip, okay, that's no good. But this internal mechanism is very good. It also connects your muscles inside in a very unusual way, which, when you really practice it a lot, can give you a lot of power. Now, the question that was put to me by a gentleman called Addy, in the last video, I was doing opening, closing at the same time. And his question was, well, how about opening one side and closing the other at the same time? Good question. Okay, so we're going to start, as I did in the last video, with an exercise before we look to apply it. So the exercise, again, like I said before, imagine you're trying to turn the floor with your feet. Now, whereas before we twisted the feet away or back, okay, this time we're going to try and twist them the same way, like windscreen wipers. So I'm going to try and twist this leg that way, and that one the same way. So this one is opening, that one is closing. And I try to get the feeling of twisting them, okay? At the same time, put your hands out to the side, and as that one is in the open position, that one is going to open on the opposite side. Now, part of your fascial system comes down from your neck, it wraps around your body, so you've got fascial systems which kind of go right round and kind of join up on the other side and then down. So we're getting this kind of diagonal connection across the body as we do this. So that one opens, that one opens, that one closes, that one closes. So as I do the exercise one way, I'll say that both legs go that way, so I'm opening to that side, and the arms open to that side. So try that for a few moments. Then reverse it, so I turn the hands around the other way, and the feet now both try and twist around in that direction. it's difficult to see what the legs are doing. It's much easier to see what the arms are doing. You would hold the positions for longer than this, but if I made a video where I'm holding it for about 5-10 minutes, you'll get pretty fed up with it. So you twist it one way, twist it the other way, and at the same time the legs are moving the same as the arms. Okay? Okay. Now in the previous video, when I was talking about using it with Hungetsu and Yujishi Ho katas, there I was doing in stance, the Hungetsu Dachi stance in Hungetsu and Sanshin Dachi stance in Yujishi Ho. Now that works fine when one foot is forward, one foot is back. Sorry, opening both at the same time and closing both at the same time works very well when you've got one foot forward, one foot back. Because as I close, I can use that close to turn my body. As I open, I can use that to turn my body again. So I've got that kind of movement, open, close. If I happen to be in a position where my feet are parallel, then opening, closing, if you're doing it as an exercise, great. But from a practical point of view, they cancel each other out. So I can't really turn my body very much if I'm opening both sides at the same time, closing both sides at the same time. Okay, so I say good for the exercise, good for learning the fascial stretch, but not so good on the practical level. If my feet are parallel with each other for, someone's maybe picking a fight with me or whatever, we may be in a close quarters or a very closed space, I don't have the room to step back into a stance, or for whatever reason, or I don't want to give my attention away by stepping into a stance. So I could end up in this position facing the person. Now, like I say, trying to close or open both at the same time, it tends to negate. So if I rotate both of them, so I open that one and close this one, okay, so they're both going the same way, and also move the hara as well. If you go back 2 videos, you'll see I've done a video on the hara, which all links in with this. So if I'm trying to rotate the hara that way and both those legs that way, that gives me a very powerful movement for pulling around. So if, for example, I had hold of the guy, it's a powerful movement to move him. Or from a karate perspective, if you think of Busai Dai, for example, I'll do this at the side so you can see it better. If I'm rotating everything that way, okay, and including the hara, and then when I release that punch, and if I carry on rotating the same way, I can follow through. So you may recognise that from Busai Dai, okay, Kata Busai Dai, where we've got this 1, 2, then we do it the other way around. That really fits hand in glove with this exercise. So I get everything rotating that way. That really helps me throw out that punch from a very confined stance where I don't have, I don't really have much of a stance at all, but I can engage all that musculature through the legs, through the hara, through the all the core muscles inside the body, and all that can be engaged to throw that punch out from a restricted position. And then I can carry on turning it a bit further and follow up with a secondary strike. Then of course, turn the hara and reverse. So this leg closes, this leg opens, and I come back with a punch the other way. So you can look through your katas, whichever style you do, whether it's not just karate, but all the styles, you will find movements similar to that. And like I say, if you try and put that, so one side's opening, one side's closing, put that in at the same time, you should find it works very well. So Addy, I hope that answers your question to your satisfaction. Thank you for your question, and thank you very much everybody.